बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम. My name is Muhammad Bilal. I have been and I am still a student of Iqbaliyat. Now at the moment, I aim at bringing the message home to the youngsters of the world in general and of Pakistan and subcontinent in particular, to explain and interpret the knowledge and the messages given by Allama Muhammad Iqbal to the people. Today, I have selected the first and foremost ghazal by Muhammad Iqbal, which contains the message and statement of Iqbal that he always says the truth. He always is on the side of the right, and he never favors any misbehavior or any mischievous activity. So it is my favorite potential and favorite favor by anybody to anybody in general. So I have selected this ghazal, which goes like this: या रब ये जहाने गुजरां खूब है लेकिन क्यों खार है मर्दान सफ़ा केश हुनरमंद. Iqbal is addressing direct to Allah Almighty, saying, Ya Rab, ye jahane guzran, the inconsistent and perishable word. Khoob hai is very good, is excellent, lekin, but. Kyun khar hai mardane safa kesho hunarmand. I am surprised that though your word is excellent, but I feel that the hardworking people, studious people, and the articulate and artisans, they are not respected and not honored and not given the wages as they deserve. गो इसकी खुदाई में महाजन का भी है हाथ, दुनिया तो समझती है फरंगी को खुदावंद. In this verse, Allama Iqbal feels that the reason of the khwari, the disrespect, not honoring to the studious and hardworking people, one of the reason is those people who deal with the money business on interest and compound interest in subcontinent. Those are called Mahajan. The Mahajans used to take extra returns on their loans, and that was basically a very problematic factor which could not enable the hardworking people to get their proper wages. The next half of the verse says, Dunya to samajhti hai farangi ko khudawand. It means that the European white people who were ruling during the life of Allama Iqbal, that the white people who had the command on the armaments, on the army, on the sources of the country, and plus they had a grandeur in their appearance. So the people had an impression that these white people are the controller of not only of India but of the whole world. In next verse he says, तू बरग गया है न दही अहल खिरदरा ऊ किश्ते गुला लालो बख्शत बखरे चंद. This verse, which is in Persian language, he says that quite surprising, the wise people are deprived of even one branch of grass or one green colored branch of any tree. But surprisingly, the people who are foolish, who don't have wisdom, who don't have accurate information and accurate assessment of the affairs, they are given the hell of and a lot of greenery and the flowers and the fields and properties. And he says it is not very fair and it is not the real beauty of your beautiful world. हाजिर हैं कलीसा में कबाबों में गुलगूं मस्जिद में धरा क्या है बुजुज मौजाओ पंद. Iqbal laments that he is astonished to note that in the churches there is the worshippers who go there for worshipping. They got a chance of eating there the kebabs and wine. Mai gulgu means the reddish wine, rose-like colored wine, and kebabs are, of course, it is though it is a word of Urdu language, but it is now common in English as well. Kebab means the minced meat shaped as a kebab and roasted on the coal or roasted, fried in the oil. Those, he says, the Kalisa, the church has abundance of eatables and drinkables for the participants of their worshipping sessions. But the mosque has nothing except the advices and speeches, and there is no edible served to the participants of prayers in the mosque. अहकाम तेरे हक हैं मगर अपने मुफस्सिर. अहकाम तेरे हक हैं मगर अपने मुफस्सिर तावील से कुरान को बना देते हैं पाजंद. Iqbal says, I don't understand that though Allah's commandments, Allah's directions given in Quran and in other divine books are absolute right, but the interpreters and translators and representing the Quranic and religious messages, they just change the real sense and real meanings of the commandments. And they make so much so, they make the Quranic verses as if those are the directions of the sacred book of the fire worshippers. So it is another way of his surprising that he can't understand what's going on. फिरदौस जो तेरा है किसी ने नहीं देखा, अफरंग का हर करिया है फिरदौस की मानिंद. He says Firdaus means the paradise, which is an impression and which is told to every human being through Quran and other divine books, that the paradise is a gift from Almighty Allah to those who will abide by His commandments and His directions. He says that paradise has not yet been seen by anybody practically over this world, but the areas and the cities and the streets and the vicinities of Afrang means Europe are like if those are part of the Firdaus, part of the paradise. मुद्दत से है आवारा अफलाक मेरा फिक्र कर दे इसे अब चांद की गारों में नजर बंद. Here, Iqbal is quite upset. He says, though my thought is always moving around in the skies, I am up and above the heads and the thinking of other people, and I think of the over and above the word and over and above in the sky. But he says, now I am fed up and I am tired of the situation. Now I wish that my thoughts and my thinking should be confined into the caves of the moon. फितरत ने मुझे बख्शी हैं जोहर मलकूती, खाकी हूँ मगर खाक से रखता नहीं पैवंद. The nature has bestowed upon me intellect and the quality of the angels. खाकी हूँ मगर खाक से रखता नहीं पैवंद. Though I know that I am a man, I am made by the dust and the clay, but I still feel I don't have any patch from the dust or the clay. दरवेश खुदा मस्त न शर्की है न गरबी, घर मेरा न दिल्ली न सफाहा न समरकंद. He says, I am any person who is a saint of Allah, who is in search of Allah's blessings and Allah's rightness. He says that Darwesh Khudamas, saint of Allah, is not reckoned as Eastern or Western. Wherever he is just one identity he has. That identity is that he is a saint of Almighty Allah. And because I am also a saint of Allah, I got no home even in Delhi or Safaha or Samarkand. Delhi is capital of India. Safaha is Fahan. It is a very famous city of Iran. And Samarkand, it is a very good and well-reputed city of Uzbekistan. Samar means the fruit and Kand means extract of the fruits. Kand, sweetness of the fruit. The next two verses, this is the main message I have to convey. It is, कहता हूँ वही बात, समझता हूँ जिसे हक, न अबलाए मस्जिद हूँ न तहजीब का फर्जंद. He states that I am the person who always say only what I feel is 100% absolute right thing, right word. न अबलाए मस्जिद हूँ. I am not a fool of mosque. The fool of mosque means an uneducated person or a semi-educated person who doesn't know Quran and Ahadith Mubarakah completely and fully, and he gives assertions and verdicts on the issues to the public just for nothing. So he calls him Ablai Masjid. It means the foolish Masjid Imam or Masjid Keeper. Mosque, I mean. Na tahzeeb ka farzand. And I am not also a person who is a progeny or who is follower of the tahzeeb means culture of the ultra modern culture which is associated with the Europe. अपने भी खफा मुझसे हैं बैगाने भी नाखुश, मैं ज़हर हलाहल को कभी कह न सका कंद. He says, because of my always being on the side of the right, this routine of mine makes my own friends and my relatives angry to me. And those people who are not my friends, even those are not happy with me. Why? Because I can never label a bottle of poison which may be fatal to anybody. That labeled poison I cannot say that it is. Kand means sugar. मुश्किल है कि एक बंदा हक बीनो हक अंदेश खाशाक के तौदे को कहे कोहे दमावंद. Here Iqbal, in support of his claim that when he is always taking the right side only, he says a person who is haq been, who can see the right only, haq andesh, who can think of, who has always imagination of the right things only, he can never label a heap of dungion as if that is the mountain Damavand. Damavand, it is a system of mountains in Iran, and it has some quality of volcano as well. But now he says that it is very high level mountain, and I cannot say a heap of astray as if that is Kohe Damavand, the mountain of Damavand. हूँ आतिश नमरूद के शोलों में भी खामोश, मैं बंदाए मोमन हूँ नहीं दानाए अस्पंद. In this verse, it is a Quranic and a biblical reference that Ibrahim alayhi salam, he was one of very, very high esteemed prophet of Allah, and he was put into the fires erected or made by Namrud, the caliph or the king of that time. He was not happy with Ibrahim and he put him into the fire, but Hazrat Ibrahim was quite comfortable in that fire because Allah, as a miracle, he made the fire very cold as if it is a air-conditioned compartment or air-conditioned room. He says, मैं बंदा मोमन हूँ. I am a follower of Allah's messages, Allah's commandments, Allah's books, 4 books of Allah, the divine books. He says, I follow those, so I am a Mu'min, means I am a follower of Allah's teachings. So I am still comfortable as if I am in the fire of Namrud. Nahi danai aspand. Aspand, it is the seed of sweet corn or the mustard seed. So when mustard seed or the sweet corn is put into the burning sand over the fire, it gets up and down. It jumps like any pebbles. And he says that I am not like that. I am a person who believes in Allah, and I can be comfortable in the Atish Namrud, fire of Namrud. No, I am all right. पुरसोज़ नज़र बाज़ो निको बियों का माज़ार, आज़ाद व गिरफ्तार व तही कीसा हो खुरसंद. In this verse, he says that I am full of pathos. My eyesight is as if it is of a hawk or an eagle. At the same time, he is of a very microscopic capacity and capability as well. And he says, I am not harmful and I am not a troublemaker to anybody. Azad giriftar tahi kisa o khursand. I am a person who even is arrested, feels that I am free, and even having empty pocket, he feels I am full of money and full of the blessings of Allah. हर हाल में मेरा दिल बेकैद है खुर्रम, क्या छीनेगा गुंचे से कोई ज़ौक़ शकरकंद. हर हाल में मेरा दिल बेकैद है खुर्रम, क्या छीनेगा गुंचे से कोई ज़ौक़ शकरकंद. In this verse, Iqbal says, my heart is quite free and happy. Whatever the situation is, whatever the environment is, I'm always very happy because I am like a bud of the flowers, and the bud of the flower has a ever feeling quality of happiness. So as the nobody can drain out or pull that quality of the bud of flowers, likewise nobody can make me unhappy, even I am put into the confinement anywhere. The last verse of this ghazal is चुप रह न सका हजरत यज़दा में भी इकबाल, चुप रह न सका हजरत यज़दा में भी इकबाल, करता कोई इस बंदाए गुस्ताह का मुंह बंद. After lamenting and narrating the uneven situation of the world where the wisdom is not given the proper respect and the foolish people are having the blessings of everywhere and every person. So he says that though I have done that in front of Allah, but I feel that it is I should not have done that. Somebody should have been able to stop me from uttering and from narrating this situation to Allah. I should be more humble and more quiet in front of Allah. But whatever I can do, the fact is fact, and I have done it to Allah. Now Allah knows what He has to do to my prayers, to my requests, to my humble submissions. Thank you so much, everybody.